I'm Miss Elizabeth from the Calcasieu Parish Public Library, and today I'm going to tell you about some books for 3rd through 5th graders. So both of these books are nominated for the Louisiana Young Readers Choice Award, which is an award that is given out by the State Library of Louisiana. So the first book I want to tell you about is called The Art of the Swap, and this is written by Kristine, Asselin, and Malone. So this book is about 12-year-old Hannah Jordan, who lives in this big, giant mansion. Well, it doesn't actually belong to her family, and it's kind of sort of a museum. See, her dad is the caretaker for the Elms, which is this big, huge house in Newport, Rhode Island. And it was built at the beginning of the 1900s. So it is over 100 years old, and Hannah absolutely loves it. She loves everything about living in the Elms. She knows so much of the history of the house and the people who used to live there. And in fact, she's kind of obsessed with a girl who used to live there named Maggie Dunlop, and she's convinced that if she and Maggie ever met, they would be BFFs. But, you know, they live over a century apart, so it's not looking like that's going to happen. But one day, Hannah finds a key shape on a mirror, and whenever she touches it, she is actually transported back in time, and she goes back to 1905. And then Maggie is dragged into the future and is now in 2018. So they've completely swapped places. And Hannah is super pumped. And she's like, yes, I'm here. I finally get to explore in this time period. I love it. It's awesome. And Maggie is so confused. She has no idea what's going on because there's smartphones and TVs and girls can play soccer and wear shorts. And she's like, what in the world is happening? But Hannah realizes that when this swap takes place, it's right around the time when Maggie's portrait was painted by a very famous artist. And the thing is, that painting went missing before it was ever unveiled. And that mystery has never been solved. But she realizes she's there right when this art heist should be happening. And she's convinced that that's why she's there and she's going to stop it. But things get a little, they're not quite going as as Hannah had thought. And I mean, Maggie is just like, I don't know what's going on. This is very confusing. So now it's not looking that they're not able to swap back like Hannah had thought. So if you want to find out what happens, if they are able to get back into the right time period and hopefully not cause irreparable harm to the space-time continuum, then you will need to read The Art of the Swap. This is a very cute book, and it's actually based on, the Elms is a real house in Newport, Rhode Island. And after reading this, I'm like, man, I would kind of like to go visit that place. So if you want to find out what happens with Hannah and Maggie, you will need to read this book. All right, so the next book that I want to tell you about is called Dear Sister, and this is written by Alison McGhee, and it is illustrated by Don Bluhm. So this is a graphic novel, and it is, see, there we go. So this is written, these are letters that are written by a big brother to a little sister. So this big brother has been an only child for 8 years, and now he's got a little sister, and he is not so sure about her. So as you can see, it says whiny, baby, annoying. So he starts writing these letters to his sister from the time when she was born. And he continues to write these letters. So that's what this is. So it's the progression of these letters from when she was born, up until he goes away to college. So it takes place over 10 years. And, you know, pretty much, I mean, those first few letters, he's not happy about her. Like, you know, she's whiny, she cries all the time, and as the letters progress, he keeps rating her whininess and everything, and as she gets a little older, maybe she's a little less whiny, and maybe they have more in common than he originally thinks. So this is a very cute book, and just a heads up, I totally cried when I got to the end. I was not expecting that at all. I'm not saying you'll cry, but it's a very cute book. Very short book, easy to read. So if you're looking for something a little lighter, even though I just said I cried. It's still a very light and very fun book. So if you want to see what happens with this big brother and baby sister, you'll need to read Dear Sister. All right, guys. So those are the books that I wanted to tell you about. You can check those out from your local library. And yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you for listening. And be sure to check back for more videos and book recommendations. And happy reading. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.